Hi everyone. Today we continue to read the book The Critter Club Lives in the Noisy Neighbor. Chapter 7, Backyard Spy. Liz sat down at a free computer. It was Tuesday, computer lab day, and he took the computer to Liz's feet. Dylan sat down to her right. Hi, he said to Liz. It was the first time he had said it first. Hi, Liz replied. Now that she had picked an animal, Liz felt a lot better. She told Mrs. Sienna her choice. She was excited to do octopus research, and she didn't feel as weird around Dylan. They were neighbors. Shouldn't they be friends? Library voice isn't here, Mrs. Sienna reminded the class. The room quieted down, but the sound of fingers on keyboards tapped on. Liz typed the address of an animal website Mrs. Sienna had given them to research. As the page loaded, she sat back in her chair. She noticed Dylan talking to Joy on his other side. Dylan was whispering and pointing to something on Joy's computer. Joy nodded and whispered back. Liz leaned over toward Dylan. Hey, what animal do you decide on? She whispered. Dylan didn't answer. He didn't even turn to look at her. Dylan, she tried again, but he just kept on talking to Joy. Okay, thought Liz, busy I guess. But then at dismissal, it happened again. Liz had ridden her bike to school. Across the schoolyard, Liz saw Dylan at the bike rack, unlocking his own bike. Cool! They were headed to the same place. Liz stepped up her place. Hi, Dylan, she called out to him. I'll ride with you. Dylan didn't look up. He tucked his bike lock into his backpack. He clicked his helmet strap. Then he hopped on his bike and rode away. Hey, Liz yelled as she reached the rack. He had totally ignored her again. Liz slowly pedaled home. Maybe Dylan didn't want to be friends. Liz cheered herself up by starting on her diorama. She found an old shoebox in her closet. It seemed like a good size for a diorama. Liz picked 2 shades of blue paint from her art case. She grabbed a paintbrush. In the kitchen, she found a bag of sparkly fish tank sand next to her mom's purse. Thanks for getting the sand, Mom, Liz called out. It was part of Liz's plan. You're welcome, Mrs. Jenkins called from upstairs. Liz carried everything out onto the back porch. She sat down on the porch steps. She opened the paints and dipped in her brush. Liz Liz coated the inside of the box with a thick layer of blue paint. Liz opened the bag of sand. She dropped handfuls of sand into one corner of the box. That was going to be her ocean floor. Then the wet paint would act like glue. Later, she could shake out the extra sand. But for now, Liz set it down to dry. Just then, she heard a noise. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Liz stared at the backyard fence, the part that divided the backyard and her backyard and Dylan's. Rattle, rattle. The fence gate was rattling, like someone was shaking it from the other side. Liz couldn't see over the top. The fence was too high. She put down the shoebox and paintbrush. Then she got up and walked over to the gate. Through the gap of the gate latch, Liz could see part of a face. There was an eye. There was a nose. Someone was peeking through the fence. Liz reached for the latch. She flung the gate open. Dylan fell through into the Jenkins backyard. What are you doing? Liz cried. Bye.